In today's video, I will be giving you 10 sentences that if you can complete, your English is wonderful and fantastic. Are you ready for these 10 sentences? Of course you are, so let's focus on them. Here is the first sentence that we have here. It's raining cats and... What is the correct answer? You got 10 seconds to tell me the correct answer. The correct answer is, it's raining cats and dogs. The correct answer is dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. But what is the meaning of raining cats and dogs? You must know the meaning. I think you know the meaning, don't you? But let me tell you the meaning of this idiomatic expression. When we say it's raining cats and dogs, it means it's raining heavily. Or it's pouring rain. It's raining heavily. Let me give you an example of that. It was raining cats and dogs all night long. It was raining cats and dogs all night long, which means it was raining heavily all night long. Now let's focus on the second sentence that if you can complete, your English is wonderful. Your knowledge of English idioms is fantastic, which is this one. Better late than... Yeah, the correct answer is better late than never. Better late than never. But what does it mean? What does better late than never mean? Well, better late than never refers to the idea that we'd better do something later than expected, but be able to do it. Or sometimes doing something later is much better than hurrying up and rushing to do it, earlier, at the risk or at the expense of putting your lives in danger, or at the expense or at the risk of doing something dangerous to ourselves. So when we say better late than never, what we're trying to emphasize is the idea that sometimes it is better to do something later than earlier, but you just make sure that you're doing it carefully, cautiously, without having to risk your life on anything dangerous, or without having to take the risk of putting your life at risk or in danger of something crazy. Let's say someone has an appointment, they're late for the appointment and they say, hey, I gotta drive fast because if I don't drive fast, then I may not be able to make it to the appointment in a timely manner. But that is a big mistake. So in such a situation, in response to this situation, in response to what this person wants to do by driving fast, we can simply say, hey, better late than never, which means drive slowly, carefully, and cautiously. You will get to the appointment a little bit later than expected, but it is much better to get there later than, to get there earlier, but at the cost, at the expense, at the price, or at the risk of doing anything dangerous, or losing your life, or doing anything that might pose or present a threat to your life, to your health. So better late than never. Let me give you an example of this phrase. I know you're late, but drive carefully. Better late than never. I know you're late, but drive carefully. Better late than never. I know you're late, but drive carefully. Better late than never. All right, now let's focus on the third sentence that if you can complete, your English is amazing, which is this one. Actions speak louder than... Yeah, the correct answer is words. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. But what does it mean? When we say actions speak louder than words, it means actions are more important than words. What someone does in practice is far more important than what they say or what they talking about. In other words, you got to judge someone by what they do, by their actions, than by their words or what they say or what they're talking about. In other words, what someone is talking about is not as important as what they do or their actions. An example of this phrase. I know you got a lot of goals, but in order to reach them, you need to do something. Actions speak louder than words. I know you have a lot of goals, but in order to reach them, you need to do something. Actions speak louder than words, which means I know you got a lot of goals, but in order to reach them, you got to do something. It is not enough to talk about having goals, or to talk about setting yourself a goal, or to talk about your goals. What is more important, what is far more important, is to work towards your goals by doing something, by taking action, by doing something that can help you reach your goals faster and sooner, or that can pave the way for you to reach your goals. And talking about your goals is not enough, will not get you anywhere or do anything, do you any good, but doing something that will help you work towards your goals is far more important than just talking about your goals. Now we're getting to the next sentence that, if you can complete, your English is wonderful, which is, don't judge a book by its... The correct answer is cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. Do not judge a book by its cover. But what does it mean? When we say don't judge a book by its cover, it means do not judge people by how they look. Do not judge things by how they look. Do not judge people by their appearance, by what they wear, by what they say. Judge them by what they do. So you should not judge people by or things by how they look or their appearance. Judging people or things on the basis of how they look, on the basis of their appearance, is completely wrong, is completely a wrong thing to do. So never judge people or things by their appearance or how they look. Let me give you an example of this phrase. Don't judge a book by its cover. This guy looks like the poor, but he's rich. Don't judge a book by its cover. This guy looks like the poor, but he's rich. Which means do not judge this guy by how he looks or by his appearance. He may look like the poor, he may look like poor people, but he's rich and wealthy. He's got billions of trillions of dollars. He's got billions and trillions worth of properties all across the United States. Now we're getting to the sentence number 5, that if you can complete, your English is amazing and wonderful. Everyone has got to praise your English. Everyone has got to admire you for your English, which is, the ball is in your... The correct answer is court. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. But what does it mean when we say the ball is in someone's court? The ball is in your court. Well, the ball is in your court is trying to emphasize the idea that now it is someone's turn to do something. Now it is up to someone to make a decision, to make an important one. Now it is down to someone to make a decision. It is for someone to make an important decision about something. Or it is someone's turn to do something important. It is someone's time to play a significant role, play an important role that can change a certain situation, either for the better or for the worse. An example of this phrase: you have all the money, so the ball is in your court. You have all the money, so the ball is in your court. You have all the money, so the ball is in your court, which means you got all the money, so it is up to you to make a decision. It is up to you to do something, take action. Others will obey you accordingly. Others will, bring their decisions or their actions into line with whatever it is that you want to do or whatever decision it is you want to make, because you got all the money. So they got to listen to you. They got to bring their actions, their thoughts, their behavior into line with, or their decisions into line with whatever it is that you want to do, because the ball is in your court. You got all the money. You have all the money in your hands, meaning that everyone else is controlled by you. Everyone else has to listen to you, obey you, and, do whatever it is that they want to do in accordance with you. Now we're getting to the next sentence that, if you can complete, your English is fantastic, which is, kill two birds with one. The correct answer is stone. Kill two birds with one stone. Kill two birds with one stone. But what does it mean when you kill two birds with one stone? To kill two birds with one stone means to do something that serves two purposes at the same time. To do something that achieves two important things at the same time. In other words, when you kill two birds with one stone, you reach two goals, two important goals at the same time. You achieve two important things at the same time, or you do something that serves two important purposes at the same time. Or let me put it this way, when you kill two birds with one stone, you do something that enables you to reach two goals at the same time, or you do something that benefits you in two ways simultaneously. Let me give you an example of this. By buying a house, you kill two birds with one stone. On the one hand, you're investing your money, and on the other hand, you don't have to pay for rents anymore. By buying a house, you're killing two birds with one stone. On the one hand, you're investing your money, and on the other hand, you don't have to pay for rents anymore. Which means by buying a house, you're doing something that serves two important purposes simultaneously, or at the same time. The first purpose is you're investing your money, which is an important achievement, and the second thing is you're not in a situation in which you have to pay for rents. You don't have to pay for rents anymore. So by buying a house, you're killing two birds with one stone. Now we're getting to the next English sentence that if you can complete, your English is amazing, which is break a leg, break a leg, break a leg, break a leg. Break a leg is a phrase that we use in order to wish someone good luck. In other words, when we say break a leg, it means bravo. It means good job. It means I wish you luck. So break a leg is a phrase used as a way of expressing someone good luck or wishing someone good luck. Let me give you an example of this. I know you have an exam tomorrow, so break a leg. I know you have an exam tomorrow, so break a leg. I know you have an exam tomorrow, so break a leg, which means I know you have an exam tomorrow, so I wish you luck and success. Now we move to the next phrase that if you can complete, your English is amazing, which is when pigs The correct answer is when pigs fly. When pigs fly. But what does it mean when we say when pigs fly? Pigs cannot fly. I've never seen pigs flying. You might be wondering what the meaning of this phrase is because you can never see a pig fly, or pigs do not fly. They can't fly. Well, when pigs fly refers to the idea that something is highly unlikely and improbable, something is impossible and will never happen or take place. So when we use when pigs fly in response to someone asking us a question or in response to something, what we're trying to emphasize that something will never happen, we will never do something is impossible, or something is highly unlikely. Let's say someone asks you about when you will do something, a certain thing, and you just want to emphasize that you will never do it, but instead of saying, I will never do it, in response you say, I will do it when pigs fly. But the question arising now is, can pigs fly? The answer is no. So when you say you will do something when pigs fly, it means you will never do it because pigs are not able to fly. They're not capable of flying. They can't fly. So when you do something when pigs fly, it means it is highly unlikely that you will do something. It is highly improbable that you will do something. Or in other words, to put it simply and clearly, you will never do something. An example of this. Hey, when will you upgrade your car? When pigs fly. Hey, when will you upgrade your car? When pigs fly. Which means, I will never upgrade my car. Someone asks me, when will you upgrade your car? And in response to this question, I'm saying, when pigs fly. It means, I will never upgrade my car. Now we're proceeding to the next English phrase that if you can complete, your English is fantastic, which is, every cloud has a silver The correct answer is lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every cloud has a silver lining. But you might be wondering what the meaning of every cloud has a silver lining is. You might be thinking to yourself, hey, what is this guy talking about? What is the meaning of every cloud has a silver lining? Then you're watching the right video, you've come to the right place, you're watching the right videos, you're on the right YouTube channel. Every cloud has a silver lining means there's always hope in every bad situation. There's always a positive thing to be looking for in every negative situation, in every difficulty. In other words, when we say every cloud has a silver lining, it means in every difficult, unpleasant, and unbearable situation, there's always a positive, there's always a sense of optimism, there's always hope, or there's always an advantage. Something might be unpleasant, something might be difficult, but it is followed by an advantage or a positive. So every cloud has a silver lining emphasizes the idea that in every difficult, unpleasant, and unbearable situation, there is always a positive to be looking for. There is always an advantage that you can gain. There's always something positive, a positive aspect that you can reach and take advantage of. Let me give you an example of this phrase. We make mistakes, but every cloud has a silver lining. We learn from our mistakes, which means it is true that we make mistakes in life, and when you make a mistake, it is followed by a lot of negative feelings and thoughts. I mean, the fact that you realize that you've made a mistake is something, difficult to accept, something unpleasant and unbearable to accept, something that puts you under psychological pressure, but every cloud has a silver lining, meaning that in every difficulty there is hope. In every difficulty there is a positive, which is we learn from our mistakes. The advantage to making a mistake is the fact that you learn from your mistakes. You learn something new. Now let's move to the 10th sentence of today's video, that if you can complete, your English is wonderful and people have got to admire you. I mean, your friends, family members, and people around you have got to admire you for your amazing English, which is to bite off more than you can, yeah, the correct answer is chew. To bite off more than you can chew. To bite off more than you can chew. To bite off more than you can chew. When we say someone is biting off more than they can chew, what we mean is that someone is doing something that they cannot handle. Someone is taking on responsibility for something that they're not able to fulfill. They're not able to complete. They're not able to do. Someone is accepting responsibility for something, taking on responsibility for something that they may not be able to do successfully. They may not be able to fulfill. Someone is doing something that they can't handle. Someone is doing something that they will not be able to do. So that's the meaning of to bite off more than you can chew. Let me give you an example of this. By studying and working at the same time, I think you're biting off more than you can chew. By studying and working at the same time, I think you're biting off more than you can chew. By studying and working at the same time, I think you're biting off more than you can chew, which means by studying and working at the same time, doing two tough things at the same time, I think you're biting off more than you can chew, which means you're doing something that you're not able to handle. You're doing something that your strength is not able to handle or afford. Or you're doing something that you will not be able to do successfully. You're taking on or accepting or assuming responsibility for something that you will not be able to do successfully. You will not be able to, come out of doing smelling of roses, that you will not be able to meet with success in doing. And that's about all, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. In today's video, you learned 10 highly practical English phrases that if you use in your speech, your English is next level. You've already taken your English to the next level. Now what I want you to do is like this video in support of this channel, and thank you for doing so, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be back soon.